welcome to Story and Stone. I thought I would pop in here today and do a mid-August catch-up. I'm going to try and start doing these every month now that I've finished studying. I can devote a lot more time to these readings and making sure that you're getting the best out of all of them. So if you haven't caught up with the August reading yet, I've left a link for you below, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, and you can also go to my resource page on my website, which is storyandstone.com.au, and have a look at the August reading there. But in a nutshell, it was talking about that we might be actually going through a bit of hardship at the moment, and that we need to keep our strength and our integrity and our dignity as we work through it, as well as trying to not forget the people in our life that have got us to where we are today, and making sure that we provide time for them to let them know that whilst we're busy, we're still, they still mean a lot to us. Some of these were your challenges, that you would most probably be quite overwhelmed with burdens and responsibilities, as happens sometimes when you come to the end of a project. And also your opportunities were the same sort of thing. Don't disconnect from the people around you, and just remember that there is light at the end of the tunnel all the time, you know. What was that saying? If the fat lady hasn't sung, then it's not the end, or something like that. I'm sure I've butchered that, but anyway. So I can't believe we're already in the middle of August. It's been a really busy month, but I thought I would just stop in and give you a card reading to see where we should be heading for the rest of the month. Now today I'm using two sets of cards. I'm using the Illustrated Herbury Oracle cards by Maya Toll. These are going to tell us about our mental and our emotional states. And then I'm going to also use the Illustrated Bestiary Oracle cards, also by Maya Toll. These cards have been illustrated by Kate O'Hara, and her work is absolutely amazing. It's one of the reasons why I was attracted to these cards, because the artwork is beautiful. The Bestiary cards will let us know what the next right step is for us. Okay, before we start, I just want to say this is a general reading. If it doesn't resonate with you, just leave it behind and go on with your day. If it does resonate with you, or you have any questions about what I'm about to talk about today, then please drop them in the comments line below, or you can contact me at amanda@storyandstone.com.au, or via my contact page on my website. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to look at the Illustrated Herbury cards first, which is what our mental and emotional states will be for the rest of the month. So just let me shuffle these cards. Guidance on our mental and emotional states for the rest of the month of August 2024. Okay, so we have California Poppy, Resurrection. Look at that beautiful card, all those beautiful blues and the poppies, the bright orange poppies that contrast there, and the owl. Oh, I love owls. So I'm going to have a read from the guidebook, and then we're going to discuss it a bit further. So let me see. Okay, so it says, sometimes the day needs to disappear so that you can sink into the lush blackness of night. Sometimes your eyes, whether open or shut, need the inky darkness of forgetting. Golden Poppy lives in both sun and shadow. She opens her petals in daylight and closes them when night comes, giving in easily, knowing resurrection will come with the dawn. It's okay to sleep without dreaming, Poppy soothes, to fall deep and far. Have no fear, day will come and you'll once again stretch and unfurl. Now, actually, I've just had a thought. These cards, they actually come with a book that goes with them that actually gives you a little bit more information and some tasks to do. So let's have a look and see what that says. California poppy. Okay, so she's talking about a ritual that she calls True Dark. And it says, when was the last time you let yourself go, released your day-walking personality and slipped fully into the night? Forgot the rules of being yourself. We no longer know true dark. Lights and electronic glows through the night and stars are obscured. Still, with a little effort, we can get a good approximation of darkness. And then she asks you to choose a night to go dark. Turn off all the lights and all electronics. If you have street lights near your windows, draw the curtains. Don't use flashlights or electric lamps. Instead, light a candle or use battery-operated tea lights. And then she's also got a reflection here. To when you turn off all the lights, to observe yourself and ask, do your thoughts change when you're in the true dark? Are your movements different? Do you find yourself wanting to be more truthful or less? Do you find yourself wanting to be more sensual or less? What is the rhythm of your conversations when the light is low? Are you wanting sleep earlier than usual? This is your nighttime self, a self you may have rarely met. Breathe into her or him and see how she complements the daytime self you know so well. So really, this is talking about the fact that we don't always need to be on. Like our society nowadays is always on. If you look at those Instagram influencers, and I use that term lightly, they always have the perfect life. They're always happy and, they're always bright and breezy, and they show the perfect side of what their life can be. But this card is saying, not that you have to be sad or that, but to go within, to leave all that light behind and go within and see what you are saying within. Like, what is your inner self, or your nighttime self as she calls it? What is that telling you? And I know this lady, she also has a course that she calls the Night School, and I did it, and you spend a lot of time, you only do it at night, and yeah, you are different at night. You're quieter, you're gentler, you're softer, and time goes slower, or I found that time goes slower. Now, I live in the country, so I get a pretty good view of the stars because I don't have a lot of light around me. I do live in the town centre where I am, but still, I have a really good view of the Milky Way, and it is just amazing to sit out there in the pitch dark and just look at the universe above us and realize how small we are, how small and insignificant we are. When you're on all the time, you think you are the center of the universe. And I think this real juxtaposition is really good to do sometimes, to realize that actually you're not the center of the universe. You're just a part of the universe. And whilst you're a very important part of the universe, that it's good to sometimes realize your place and that everything's fine. We're still here, we're still living, so everything's fine. Okay, so also I'm getting about this card, the poppies are really standing out for me. And if you remember in The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy and the Scarecrow and the Lion and the Tin Man, they all fell asleep in the poppy field. So poppies are associated with rest. And so this could be saying to you that, don't forget to get your rest, because going back to my original August reading at the beginning of August, it talked about you're going to be busy, you're going to be overwhelmed, you're going to have lots of responsibilities or feel like you do, and there may be things that you need to finish up so that you can finish a project. So this card is reminding you that you need to get your rest. I mean, sleep is one of the most important things. that we can do for our health and well-being, but also just sitting, doing nothing, not watching TV, not looking at our devices, just sitting and being. And if that's being with friends and just having a chin wag, then that's great. But just having no agenda, just doing what comes. And I feel like we don't do enough of that because we always feel like our schedule needs to be full. So this card is reminding you that for the rest of the month, you need to watch your mental and emotional states and use rest to help you balance that out, to help you feel calm and centered. Because as this says, resurrection, tomorrow is a new day and it's going to be full of lots of things to do. So just take that time to keep yourself balanced and centered. Okay, so the Beastery Oracle cards are next, and they give us a right action, or what's our next right action to take. So what's a right action we can take to finish off the month of August? What is the next right action to finish off the month of August? Suckers. Oh, now that's unusual. We've got another owl, Screech Owl, which is saying get creative. See how lovely these cards are? So that's two owls. It's very interesting. Okay. Okay, so the clever Screech Owl has figured out how to get housekeeping service in her nest. She brings a blind snake, a small creature who feeds on ants and flies, into her nest to eat the insects who would otherwise get into the owl's food stash. Screech Owl is endlessly creative. She'll play chameleon, blending into the trees, her feathers forming a near perfect imitation of bark. If she wants a little extra camouflage, she'll pretend to be a branch, making herself skinny and swaying gently so she looks just like another limb dancing in the breeze. When you hear Screech Owl trilling her melancholy song, it's time to get clever and creative with life's challenges. So that is pretty creative, don't you think? Putting a blind snake in your nest. I don't think I'd want to put a blind snake or any snake in my nest, but anyway, each to their own. Okay, so let's have a look at what she says in the book. Okay, so in the book, which is the illustrated Beastery cards, her ritual is, Maya's ritual she's given us is to get creative with your problems. And basically, grab a pen and paper and draw your problems. It isn't about creating something beautiful. It's a way to shift the part of your brain that is doing the problem solving. So experiment to figure out what works best for you. You can create abstract drawings or comic strips. Try turning difficult concepts or emotions into pictures. Expressing your feelings about a fight with your partner or decision about your jobs in images instead of words changes your thought patterns, which in turn gives you new and creative ways to approach problems. Having a hard time putting pen to paper? Try a collage. And then her reflection is recognize your creativity. As humans, we're infinitely creative and innovative, and that includes you. How does creativity play out in your life? Are you a clever cook? Do you create soulful social gatherings? Can you fix just about anything with chopsticks, duct tape, and spring from inside a ballpoint pen? If you find yourself envious of other people's creativity, begin to notice how your own creativity expresses itself. Remember, it's not all about fine arts and poetry. Creativity is ultimately about how we craft our daily lives. So here she's asking you to use your creativity to get a different point of view about your problems. So if you've come to the middle of August and you still haven't dealt with the stuff that you need to deal with, you need to get up off your ass and do something. And the Screech Owl is saying, if you don't have an idea of where to go next with whatever issue you're dealing with, then look at it from a different perspective. And as Maya Toll has suggested, rather than writing down pros and cons or brainstorming, try doing it from a different thing. Try drawing or writing with your left hand, or going out into nature and seeing if that gives you any ideas or concepts that you could use to help you solve what you've got on your plate at the moment. And she's also asking you to look at the ways you are creative, because many people will go, oh, I'm not creative, because they think, oh, well, I don't paint or draw or sing or play an instrument, so I'm not creative. But there are lots of people who are creative. Gardeners are creative, cooks are creative, homemakers are creative, because they're doing something, they're creating something every day, creating beautiful homes for their family or wonderful meals to share with friends, producing gardens that nourish and provide them with shade and beauty. So, there are lots and lots of ways to be creative. So your step is to get creative. So whether that is, whether that's being creative or finding a creative approach to a problem you have, but I'm saying do both. If you've got a problem that you need to deal with, then think of it creatively. Think from a point of view that you wouldn't normally think from, and get creative. I try to, I'm doing a colored pencil course where I'm trying to learn how to draw realistically with colored pencils. It's really stretching my talent and skills, which are not very many in art, but I just love it. I love getting involved in it. And so once a week at least, I try to do that. But I also do watercolors, and I might spend half an hour or an hour doing a watercolor, just doodling or whatever, and seeing what comes out of that. That's my creative bit. But then I also do lots of things, like I create these videos, and I create posts, I write, and I cook, and I would like to garden. We don't have a very nice garden here, but there are lots of places in which I can be creative. And I'm sure if you think about it, then there is a lot of places in your life where you can be creative as well. Okay, so that's it for our monthly check-in. I hope you are having a good month. I'm having a very, very busy month, but things are starting to slow down as I've finally got my business set up. My room is looking absolutely lovely. I have actually rearranged it since my last little room tour. So I might pop that on the end of this video, because I was supposed to put up yesterday, but it wouldn't upload, and then I had to go to an appointment. So have a look. It's finally finished and ready. And if you've got any questions at all about what I've discussed today, then please do not hesitate to contact me through any of my many, many contact pages. And if you're interested in what I do as a holistic practitioner, please check out my website, www.storyandstoneand.com.au. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your month. I'm sure I'll be back in here. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm finished my study for the time being, so I can commit to a lot more time on the Facebook and interacting with you guys, which is one of my favorite parts of my work. So have a great day, and thank you very much for watching. And remember, if you haven't watched the August video yet, I will leave the link somewhere in Facebook or on my YouTube channel, and check that out before you watch this video. So, okay, thank you, and see you later. See you next time. Bye.